And these, I think, has been caused by many reasons, which might be summarized by changes or awakening of the various countries. And these have been instigated by, again, for example, external factors such as improvements in information technology, improvements in transportation, leading to closer relationship, mutual understanding, and awareness of the advantages and disadvantages of Western powers. There were also internal factors too in Asia. For example, I think we can say that compared with other areas, we have a relatively educated populace. We have a relatively cohesive family-based social structure. We have relatively lack of militant, exclusive religion, and all this makes acceptance of the concept of market economy and democracy easier than in other areas. And also, the young age of the populace has been another factor. The median age of Japan compared with South Asian countries, Japan 44.7 years of age, India 25, Pakistan 22, Sri Lanka 31, and Bangladesh 24. And as far as the relationship of Japan with South Asia, that is India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, and Sri Lanka is concerned, up till now, Japan has been mainly concerned with infrastructure building and has been major donors. As recipients of aid from Japan, amongst the donors to the country, Japan ranks number 1 to Sri Lanka, number 2 to India, and number 3 to Pakistan. And with this, mutual trade has grown between them and within the Southeast and South Asia together with Japan. Now, what is our future relationship? With some exception, the concept of market economies has been spreading and governance of business entities are improving. Living standards are rising, providing a growing market for both consumer and capital goods. In many countries, English is widely used, and English having become the prevailing business language, this has helped in furthering business opportunities. Some countries have unique strengths, such as IT, led by India, with places like Bangalore becoming the Silicon Valley of the region. Within the region, there has also been a shift in the low cost of labor, which has encouraged Japanese manufacturers to relocate abroad. And the trend here seems to be gradually moving from China to other areas, such as South Asia, providing new investment opportunities and new incentives to move locations of manufacture. For example, over the past 10 years, the level of wages compared with Shanghai in yen is 28% in Karachi and Colombo, and 25% in Dhaka. Turning back to the situation in Japan, while the strength of Japan has been very much in its manufacturing sector, it is now up to us to strengthen our service sector, encourage growth of our consumer market, which should attract products from South Asia. And as Japan becomes a more service-oriented economy, we should support the manufacturers of the region in South Asia by investments which are in line with the incentives for Japanese manufacturers to move abroad, as I mentioned at the outset of my presentation. As a result, apart from reconstruction efforts, Japan has to deregulate, further open its borders for movement of funds and people. And while this word, diaspora, originally referred to Jewish communities with strong ties to its homeland, Japan should now accelerate outsourcing its economic activities abroad, establishing and localizing their roots in a way similar to the concept of diaspora, but with less of the emphasis on the homeland concept. For your interest, those Japanese and their descendants, which could be regarded as diaspora, there are only 2.6 million, and most of them are in North and South America. I think that perhaps there are various types of diaspora. There are diasporas which could be settled in their new country, contributing towards that society. There might be types which settle there but want eventually to go back to their homeland or repatriate what they have gained. I think all these have to be thought out carefully, and when I come next time, I will have sorted it out in my mind. But in any event, I think that Japan should have more diaspora in South Asia, with their roots established in their respective localities, bringing them each their unique culture and down-rooting themselves in their local communities. Now, what are the challenges which we have to overcome? As far as Japan is concerned, we must open our borders, we must deregulate our system, and make our market more accessible to outsiders, which will be not only in their own interest, but in the interest of Japan. Also, while all Japanese people understand English, except perhaps the word diaspora, English is not commonly used as, say, in India, and this hurdle has to be overcome, recognizing that English is the established common business language. And while opening up further its domestic market, Japan should also strengthen its investment activities abroad with relocation, not only of ideas, not only of funds, but also of personnel, possibly in the direction of diaspora, and with particular contributions or efforts to contribute to their respective receiving communities. Finally, I realize that for all this, in the regional countries, we count on improved governance. For example, there must be important protection of intellectual rights and elimination of corrupt practices. There must be more personal exchanges on both sides so that we can establish a firm relationship of trust, which is the only base on which mutual relationships can grow. And finally, have discussed the situation of the region and the possible role that Japan might play in it. I believe that a healthy United States is an essential element in this structure. The United States right now is confronting many problems such as extreme income disparity, unemployment, burgeoning government debt, overextended military presence. But I feel confident that the United States will overcome these issues. The United States is a young country and hopefully will continue to be an open society, not only in terms of its social and political structure, but also as a market. Protectionism is something which could destroy efforts in this and other regions, and the United States must lead in the maintenance of an open market based on its background of being a young and open democratic society with the American dream in the best sense of the expression. And I do believe that Japan will have a small but healthy diaspora in various other regions. Thank you very much.
I thank my good friend, Ben Makihara, for his very interesting statement. Ben, if I may say so, there is a small Japanese diaspora in Hawaii, in California, and also in Brazil.
Yes, so I included Hawaii in North America.
Yeah. Although you're right that the word was originally used to refer only to the Jewish diaspora.
Yes.
But it's now become loosely used to refer to the emigration of people from their original homeland to the world. You know? So it's been used to refer to the Chinese, to the Indians, and so on.
Yes.
On Subhash Chandra Bose, you'll be interested to know that his grandnephew, Sugata Bose, who teaches at Harvard University, has just published a new biography of Bose. Oh. And I will ask Ambassador Pillay to present you with a copy of the biography. President Nathan launched the book and acknowledged that as a 14-year-old young man living under the British, listening to Subhash Chandra Bose changed him politically. Oh. Yeah. It made him aware of the inequity of colonial rule and made him a passionate anti-colonial fighter. And if I may also tell you something about Bose, in Singapore we try to be neutral on history, and there was a memorial erected to Bose, which the British destroyed, and the National Heritage Board of Singapore, which I chair, has rebuilt the marker to him.
Although I think he was disillusioned in Japan too. Yes.